I don't wanna talk about that, 'cause I got the love of a beautiful woman. There's nothing's gonna take her place. She make me feel just like a natural born winner when I'm not even in the race. That's why they call me Mr. Lucky, and I thank my stars above. You can call me Mr. Lucky, 'cause I'm lucky in love. Never had a whole lot of money, I was never good at games and chance. When I'm playing cards with my buddies, well, the money flies right out of my pants. Don't you know I got a little secret? It's the ace of hearts up my sleeve. And when I get home to my honey, she give me love like you wouldn't believe. Yeah, they call me Mr. Lucky, and I thank my stars above. You can call me Mr. Lucky, 'cause I'm lucky in love. When I'm walking through my neighborhood, everybody knows I'm feeling good. See me smiling from my head to my feet. They say, ain't that Mr. Lucky coming down the street? Hey, that's me. I'm Mr. Lucky when you kiss my lips, when you touch me with your fingertips. I'm Mr. Lucky when you hold me tight. I'm Mr. Lucky when you kiss goodnight. Baby, they call me Mr. Lucky, and I thank my stars above. You can call me Mr. Lucky, 'cause I'm lucky in love. Call me Mr. Lucky, and I thank my stars above. You can call me Mr. Lucky, 'cause I'm lucky in love. Call me Mr. Lucky in love. Call me Mr. Lucky in love. You know that's right. Baby, 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 baby.
Hey everybody, what's going on? What's hot? What's hip? What's happening? What is shaking? How you doing on this hump day? As always, we here at the Tom Gully Show hope that you are receiving the full total complete amount of hump that you so desperately crave and you so rightfully deserve. You know, oh, by the way, hair looks better today. Well, it's a 3-day thing, you know. It's just 3 days. Tonight, I am going to tell you about ice cubes. Hey, these shows can't all be about dead celebrities, okay? We tried, but Chef is in the house. SG Fanboy says, still at work. I'll catch up later. Sorry about that, SG. Since SG is right here, right this second. We talked about Alan Freed yesterday. Look what he had already done and just didn't send to me when he was doing the nostalgic stuff. That's actually Alan Freed at WINS with his hipster clothes and my face. So there you go. I think that's awesome. SG Fanboy just keeps rocking it. Let's see, people saying hi. The most cheerful chat room on the internet, as verified by independent sources. Ice Cube has a filthy mouth. He has a filthy, yeah, really. It's kind of so much to tell you. Yes, I last night said I was going to do this at 8 Eastern. I realized today 8 Eastern is when Replayables is on. And I won't do that to my wingman. I just won't. I need some time to contact him and work something out and all that other stuff. So I couldn't do it at 8 Eastern. I just couldn't bring myself to do that to my good friends over at Replayables. Now, because we're both sort of small shows, we get about the same amount of people. I'm just not doing it. So, by the way, rest in peace, Steve Albini. Ronald and I have had discussions about Steve Albini that I'm not going to bring up now in honor of the legendary producer's passing. And I know, Ronald, that you're a devotee of his work, and I'm sorry that happened. And there we go. Diane O'Brien says, "Ice, ice, baby." Yes. Ice, ice, baby. By the way, that was recorded here in Dallas. Just FYI. Pepe Sylvia says, "How's it going?" It's been better. So like, Rico is having a reunion show or something. And so that's likely to get a lot of people that would otherwise be here. And frankly, I encourage you to go watch that reunion show. It's probably going to be awesome. It's probably going to be incredible. So I decided to start early. I got ready early, and I said, what am I waiting in a half an hour here for? Why don't I just go ahead and do it? So I'm doing it. And I need a couple days. I don't really have a great way to get a hold of Chris Abels. So I need to talk to him and say, hey, what can I do here? I don't want to be on when you're on. Blah, 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 blah. All because some people with no warning. Nothing. Well, technically we had like a day, are doing their thing at a different time. So we'll just roll with it, man. Like I said, that's the way the world works. But I just didn't want to be on when Replayables was on, was the main thing. So that's why. That's why we're all here at an earlier time, which will be detrimental to me, greatly detrimental. And that's what makes this such a beautiful gesture on my part. Taking one for the team. We got 6 people on. Oh, wait, that just changed. We got 8 people now on YouTube and 2 people on Twitter. Twitter people, we're so happy to have you. If you would like to get your comments on the screen, you can come over to Facebook or YouTube. Twitter won't let us do that. Bunch of jerks. Pepe says that sometimes it's all you can do. You're right. It is all I can do. Ronald Bateman says, happy to be here. The last few weeks have been hectic. Hey, you're telling me, brother. You're telling me. Okay, now, before I tell you, Reverend Wild Bill has generously sent us a $2 super sticker. He's probably hoping I stick that. Thank you, Wild Bill. Unbleached says, is this live? Man, I don't know. I have no idea. I wish I could give you an answer on that. I don't know. But let me tell you the real thing today that made today awful for me. I use Spectrum as my internet provider. Now, for a year and a half, I've been paying for 600 megabytes per second download speed. And I've been getting 90 to 100. And I've complained about it and complained about it. Well, this weekend, a guy came out, said, the line going into your building is bad. Oh, okay. Well, so like you're going to refund me all that money I paid to get it right in the old keister, right? No, there'll be none of that. And he laid a cable. They said that someone would come by and bury it. The guy who came by and buried it without any warning turned off my service so he could cut the cable and do some things like that. He buried it and left mud and dirt clods and pieces of cut PVC pipe and everything else scattered all over in front here. Okay. Normally, I would just blow that off and not say anything about it. But this morning, when I was in the middle of a meeting, I get a call. And of course, I have to accept the call because I'm at a new gig and I don't know who could be calling me. And it's Spectrum. So then I say, I'm at work, boom, and I call them back later, and they tell me, we've detected some things that indicate that there's no problem with your signal and your service right now, but there could be in the future. And we want to schedule just somebody to come out and take care of that. I'm like, do I have to be here for that? Well, no, you don't. Then why don't you just fix it? Why are we having this discussion? And why is that the case when a guy was just out here, right? Am I imagining things? So while I'm talking to her, I tell her about the mess this guy has left. And that resulted in a cascading series of phone calls that I, for some reason, had to be a part of. They wanted to schedule an appointment for him to come out and clean up the mess in front of... It's like, you guys should just do that. Why do I have to be involved in phone calls? And if I don't answer it, I've got to call them back and all this. It was a nightmare. I had to make 4 different phone calls just to say, I already told you there's a mess out here, a big mess. Why aren't you just taking care of it? Why do I have to be part of your company now? You know, I don't work for you. You work for me. And you hosed me over for 1.5 years. Blah, 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 blah. And what's this mystery thing that might go wrong in the future when everything is working perfectly right this second? You can't imagine how level 27 ticked off I was. One of the people I called was, sir, if you're just going to complain, I'm going to hang up. I'm like, your customer service. There's a mess out in front of my house. What am I going to do? Not complain? You called me. I kept stressing to them. You called me. You called me today. I wasn't going to call you. There was no plan in my future to call you. I'm getting what I'm supposed to be getting, finally, and I'm just going about my life. And you called me. Don't act like I'm putting you out. AT&T, it's just about to be your turn at bat. Let's see. Where the sun never shines. Yes. Unbleached says, you live on a building? Yes, I live on a building. So you have I don't have that. Peppy is shaking his head. Hello, Wild Bill. No, you. Yes, me. Tiny says it's customer services reps. Truth, though. Yeah, it's like, I shouldn't have to put up with any of this. It's like, you called me. I'm returning your call. Thank you. And I'm not a happy customer. So what am I supposed to do? You guys did a great job messing up my front yard. Awesome. Left lengths of black PVC pipe and wires cut up and mud all over the front steps. Can't fix stupid. No, you can't. Hey, Joker, the most cheerful chat room on the internet, as verified by independent sources. No lives matter. That's true. That's true. And I was talking to this one lady. She goes, so do you want me to set an appointment for them to come by and clean that up? I go, I don't need an appointment. I don't want an appointment. Why do I need an appointment? Why do I have to schedule a time for them to come by and just come by and clean it up? You should have already done it. That should be something you're embarrassed about, and you should be trying to make me a happy company. Why do I have to be involved? Why is this my obligation all of a sudden? I don't work for you. Only one of us on the phone right now is getting paid to have this conversation, and it ain't me, the customer. And they still haven't figured out when they're going to come and fix the mystery, it might happen someday, we don't really know problem that only they can detect. Hey, we did something over at your house that might someday cause a problem. Would you like us to fix that? What I'd really like is you to have not done it in the first place. There's a guy out here. Jokerfish says, get a utility pole in the backyard. Those guys left garbage and trample my weeds. Yeah, that's what they do. Live north of the border. Well, you have Cox cable up there, right? Evening, folks, says Aku. Nice to see you, Aku. The Rebel says it should have been cleaned up before you left the first time. Exactly. But it wasn't a Spectrum like official employee. It's one of these contractors. It's got a Spectrum logo on the magnetic thing on the side of his truck, but then it says the name of his business on it. So he's a contractor. Evening Aku. Rumpled Trenchcoat. Rumpled Trenchcoat, can I tell you that I am binge listening to all of your episodes with you and your sister? I'm binging them right now. And it's awesome because you're doing the episodes that I have DVDs of. So I've watched them several times. Welcome to customer service. How may I make this as aggravating as possible? By the way, you guys do a really nice job. I really enjoy your podcast. Fishman says, take pictures, clean it up, and then send them an invoice for $350. Simple as that. Well, now I see now, I wish I worked for the fancy radio company so I could get on the air and just talk about this and show pictures. Because I did go out and take pictures. I almost converted them to show, here. They use subcontractors. So sub is the key word. Sub, super sub. Thanks. The newest one just came out. Would that be episode 11? Because that's where I started, and then I went back. So, Aku says, feels good to be back. Had to go offline for a few to clear some issues. I hear you, man. I hear you. I've had issues all day. So that took up about an hour, maybe 2 of my time. And I'm running around. I'm sweaty because it's hot today. It's like 91 here in Dallas. And I'm out in the front. I'm taking pictures. And I'm talking to the lady. And I'm like, he dug a trench here. And he didn't even fill it all in. It's like, why is everything such a harangue? Why do I have to be ingrained? She says, so do you want an appointment? And I went, I don't need an appointment. I didn't request an appointment. I told another part of your company about the mess you made, and now you're calling me. And they called me out of the blue for something. But it's real simple. Either you want to clean this up because you made the mess, or you don't. Why am I... I mean, I told you he made a mess. Obviously, I don't want the mess. Obviously... Well, what would you like today, sir? Well, what I would like is for him to have not made the mess in the first place. And I would also like you to quit trying to schedule me an appointment because you've already told me I don't have to be here for this to happen. So you should be able to internally just schedule something to get his dead lazy behind out here to clean it up, or somebody's. Rev Wild Bill says, Rumpled Trenchcoat, put the link in the chat, please, sir. I would love to check it out. Well, you just type in Rumpled Trenchcoat of Columbo Podcast in the search window of YouTube. Dinah Bryan says, can't get the staff these days, as they say, Tom. Yeah. Well. Did you specify for them to fill in the trench? I did some specifying, Terry. There was a lot of specifying. And the amount of restraint it took for me to not use profanity was staggering. Because I know if you use profanity, just hang up. Evening, Terry. People saying I know Rumpled Trenchcoat. I'm not sure how to do that at Red Wild Bill. It's on YouTube under Rumpled Trenchcoat or on SoundCloud under the same name. I'd love for you to give it a shot. Thank you. Please, yes. Ask for $200 to fix it. You know what I'd really like? I'd like, since I only got 1/5 or 1/6 of the service that I was paying for a year and a half, I'd like that other 4/5 or 5/6 back, please. Thank you. Because I'm talking to the one lady and I'm like, look in your notes how many times I've called and complained about it. It's gone out 5 times in the last 10 days. Finally, you come over here and you're telling me all about your stuff. I don't care about your stuff. I don't work for your company. I care about one thing. I pay for my service. I get my service. That's it. I don't care about anything else. Anything else that happens is going to dissatisfy me as a customer. The electric company. I signed up with them. I pay my bill. I've never spoken to them since. When I had internet service, 1 gig internet service, by the way, in Loa, Utah, signed up, never had a problem. Not once, not ever. And there's forest fires that burn down the whole sides of mountains out there where I used to live. Reverend's now subscribed. That's good. I'm glad I can spread the word. Rumpled, you owe me a subscriber. No, I'm kidding. Also, hey, Tom. Hello, Doc Torn. It's good to see you. It's not profanity. It's sailor mouth. Chris Abels. Oh, Chris Abels is here. Good. You tell them, Tom, I think they know. Chris, the reason my show is on so early is, as you know, or maybe you don't, the Shuley Network is doing a show every night at the time that I'm on. And so I've decided, and also because of the new job that I'm going to be going to. I'm working from home right now, but the office space is being built out. And when it's done, then I'm going to have to come home at 5. And it's going to be impossible for me to do this show at the time I've been doing it. So I have to push it back an hour. And the reason that I didn't do that tonight, and I won't do it on Friday, is that your show is on at that time. And so you and I need to have some sort of conversation where we can figure something out. Because I'm not doing a show when you're on. I'm just not doing it. I just won't do it. And if that means I have to do one after you're on, that's what I'll do. And if it means something else, then that's what's going to happen. So I'm glad, because I was looking around and I don't think I have a way to contact you other than to go on your show. And I don't want to slow down that train wreck with this. So we'll figure something out. Terry Nee says, Tom account flashes red when customer service pulls up. Trump Trench goes laughing. Reverend is saying, meeting of the minds. Tom and Chris, that's right. That's right. Don't get us two together. We'll conquer the world in an afternoon. Spend the rest of the day playing cards. Rumpled Trenchcoat says, good, because I can only be in so many chat rooms at one time. Yes. Enrico's having a big reunion show. Whatever that means, I don't know. I didn't look into it. The chaos those Shuley people have thrown Dabbleverse adjacent, which is what I am, into. I'm trying to be a nice guy. But Chris Abels and I, we're just little soldiers out there. We're just trying to get by. You know, we've got a pitiful handful of people and stuff, and so not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent. But I would just keep doing it at 7 Eastern. But I'm not gonna be able to do that at some point in the near future, because I can't get from where I work back here, get the show produced, and then do the show in time. It wouldn't happen. So just know that I'm not doing a show while you're doing your show. And we'll figure something out. That's what's going to happen. Rumple, everything. And the phone lines are open. You keep doing that. And first of all, you know that I'm the one that's supposed to say that. And I'm very picky about that. And you just keep stealing my thumb. Randy, don't they know not to mess with the Gully's yard? Well, you'd think so. People saying hi. This is somebody obviously from the Pod Awful cult, which I love. I recommend that you listen to Pod Awful, Ephemera Obscura. Unbleached says Tom Gully. It's Tom Gully's the Dabbleverse. Tom Gully's Dabbleverse. That's what they call it in the Pod Awful cult. Is they call it Tom Gully's Dabbleverse. Which if the people in the Dabbleverse knew that, I'd be hung in effigy. And I was thinking about going out to one of these DabbleCons. I don't know. They might schedule it when I'm on the plane. I don't know. Rumble Trenchcoat says, hey, hiya, Chris. Good evening, Rev. Homie Don't Play That says, you're one of the good guys, Tom. I don't know about that. But I don't want to be doing a show when he's doing a show. I don't want to be doing that. And I even today didn't want to do a show while the big reunion for Rico was on. because I know a lot of you would like to watch that program. So what I've done is I've kind of taken a knee on today's program and just said, hey, you know what? I'm going to run out of the back of the end zone. We're taking a safety. We're going to kick the ball away, and that's what we're going to do. But hey, homie. And I am going to figure out a way to do a members-only watch party this week. And that I will do. Oh. Oh, yeah, that is going to happen. But I don't know how to do members only on StreamYard yet. I'll figure it out. Good to see Homie don't play that. Good to see Chris Abels. So that's why I know I said I was going to do it at 8 yesterday, but I'm not. Because I remembered today, oh, man, Replayables is on. I can't do it at 8. And I don't know what time it's on Friday. I think it's also on at 8 Friday. And I won't do the one then either. Yeah, what do you think of that? But Chris and I got to figure out a time to talk, and we'll come to some sort of really awesome, smart solution. I don't know what that'll be. You know, I watched two people argue over a term for 45 minutes on, was it Saturday night? 45 minutes. So blame Chris Abels. You can't blame him for anything. He's just an innocent bystander. 45 minutes. So I'm confident that he and I will be able to come up with some kind of solution. I'm a little worried that he hasn't said anything about it in his chat. Angry Snowball says, love and happiness for me and my little ones. Thanks, Tom. Well, thank you, Angry Snowballs. And love and happiness, something make you feel good. Al Green, love and happiness. Anybody? Something make you do wrong, make you do right. Hey, love and happiness. Something's going on. You know, nobody? All right. You guys need to get hip with the Reverend Al Green's, what I got to say about that. Terry Nee says, gotta go. The Tom Gully show's coming on. Terry. See all the ice behind me? I'm going to tell you about ice cubes. I might as well just do that. Let me once again show you that when SG Fanboy did all those nostalgic pictures of me in radio, he actually had done one using Alan Freed, who we did the show on yesterday, and just didn't send it along with the other ones. And so he sent it to me yesterday, and I love that. It's 7 Eastern, Gully time. There we go. 7 Eastern, Gully time. That's what it used to be called. But truthfully, 100% truthfully, I'm not going to be able to do it at 7. I don't know when. Could be a week, could be 2 months. I don't know. But it's coming up, and I'm not going to be able to do it at that time anyway. So, Tom Gully is a class act, a real leg spreader. Well, I don't want to argue about that for 45 minutes, but $10. Thank you so much for the kind donation. That was really nice of you. What happened to Chris? He was here, and now he's gone. Aku says, ouch, swapping a toggle switch for a fuel pump. OEM part costs $350 Canadian. That is painful. Randy says, well, this time slot I don't miss any of Jeopardy. Well, I'd hate for you to miss that. I don't want anybody missing Jeopardy. All right, let me open my thing, because this may be a short show anyway. It's not been a red letter day for the Tom Gully experience. That I can tell you. You guys want to know about ice cubes? I can tell you about ice cubes. There's more to them than you thought. And, he says he was going to call in. Well, you know what? Let's just do that. Hold on. Let me open my phone lines for a second, just for Chris Abels. I'll tell you when they're booted up here. 8 p.m. Gallarino's a symbol. It says he's going to call in. All right. Well, you can call in. I don't know that we want to hash this out on the air, but I'm going to open it up if you're going to call in, because the Ice Cube thing. I have very interesting information about it, but not a lot of information, and I kind of want to get this. Wasn't he in an NWA? My ice is clear. That's cloudy ice behind me, by the way. I know enough about Ice Cubes to put a bunch in my new Tom Gully frosted mug that came in today. Do you like the frosted mug, rumpled trench coat? I think they're nice mugs, personally. I personally think they're nice. But really, what matters is what you think, because you're the customer. Keep your cats away from Chris. I don't know what that means. Aku. I'm loving the mug. Nice quality. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, merchandise shop that never lets me down and is always there for me when I need it. Come on, boot up here. Boot up. Come on, boot. Boot. Do your boot. Do your boot. All right, now the phone lines are open if Chris Abels would like to call in. Terry Nee, getting kudos that he so rightfully deserves. Phone lines are open at 972-994-6822. Been quite a day. It's been a really great day. I got up, I put on my uniquely shaded Izod shirt and everything. Just went to hell. It just went downhill after that. Oh, here we go. Incoming call. Let me see if I can make this. Sometimes the first call doesn't work. There, it's going to work this time. Hi, and welcome to the Tom Gully Show. You're on the air.
This is the Tom Gully Show. First time caller, long time listener.
How are you doing today, man?
Good, brother. Hey, whatever time slot works best for you in your schedule, I want you to take that, and then we will work around your schedule.
Well, I just don't want to be on when you're on. And right now you guys are on at 8. Everybody expects you to be on at 8 Eastern. And so I think for the time being, what I'll do is, you know what? I might just go ahead and stay on at 7. Because otherwise, I'm all over the place, and it's not going to hurt Shuley and those guys. I mean, they don't care. I hope they don't.
No, and that was our biggest thing, was always trying to work around their time schedule, and that's the only reason that we had to leave TSN, was because we never knew what their schedule was and all the emergency shows and everything else. So there was no bad reason that we left. That was the simple reason. We couldn't really work around their schedule. And so we just said, hey, it'd be better if we go here, because then we can be consistent. Yeah. And that's what we try to do. And I mean, anytime we go live, obviously we would like it if they weren't, but but they are. So, and that's just this game, unfortunately.
Yeah. And I get it, why they have to do that. They're not out trying to hurt anybody. They've got 4 guys or 3, and they have to get their schedules to all jive, and they do have emergency programs and things of that nature. So, I guess I could start doing, 6:30. For the time being, like I did today. That way, it's only. Hell, by the time they get done playing all those intros, there's only 20 minutes left of my show if I do it that way.
Yeah, I say stick to you, Tom, and whatever time works best for you in the show, because obviously everybody loves your show, and we're going to be there anyways. It doesn't matter what else is on, what else is happening, and stuff like that. So, whatever time slot is best for you. We never want to step on you, though.
Just no, I'm not going to do it when you're doing it. And for the time being, I don't think there's anything to worry about. At some point, I got to move it to a different time. And when I do, we'll have another conversation and we'll work something out.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely, brother. Because you always we'll always work around whatever you need. So
So what's going to happen on Replayables tonight in 1 hour?
tonight we've got Red Bob Levy quotes, and this Friday a little something special is in the works right now.
A little something special.
It might potentially be a ladies' night.
Oh.
I'm not sure. We're trying to line things up.
A little something special. And tell me more about this Killing It with the Ables. I love this show, and I'd never heard of it before last week.
Thanks, man. So that was something that me and a homie, we're always watching murder docs. She goes to sleep watching them. Kind of scares me. I always got to sleep with one eye open. And so I was like, we should turn this into a show so that way it's at least documented that she likes to watch murder docs in case something happens to me. And so, I mean, we watched so many of them, and we were like, you know what, we should just start discussing some of these people.
Hey, I got to tell you, there is a podcast you got to listen to. I think they've had 3 seasons now, but the very first season, it's called The Cold Podcast. And I think you just type that in, The Cold Podcast, on your URL.com. And it's about that Josh, the Mormon guy, that his wife's never been found. And he killed his 2 sons.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing.
Yes.
That guy and his wife, Susan Powell, he's Josh Powell, they had huge written journals, huge audio journals, and huge video journals. So they have all of this stuff that nobody's ever seen or heard, and they interview the actual detectives and friends and family, and it's amazing. There's like 14 episodes of it or more, and it's fascinating. It's because you think you know that story, and then you get into it, and oh, by the way, the dad perving on her and everything else. Yeah, it's amazing. But I'm a big murder doc guy too. So what time is that show? It's Saturdays at...
So we've been trying to do it on Thursdays and Saturdays. Our biggest problem with that is Shawnee Boy's schedule. So Shawnee Boy he's got a crazy schedule right now. So we're trying to work on our time. We love doing the show and picking out some of our favorite serial killers and some of the obscure killers and stuff like that. But we don't have a set time right now. Typically, we've been trying to do it around 9:30 Eastern on Thursdays and Saturdays, because if we start at 9:30 and go to 10:30, 11, Shawnee Boy can usually get home and produce some stuff for us.
Man, it's the greatest show. I'm serious. I mean, I love Replayables, but I love Killing It with the Ables. I just I laugh, and just it is really great. It's a really great show.
I think 80% of the time people don't know if homie's going to kill me, so I think that's why they watch.
I'm confident she eventually will.
I'm pretty sure too. So especially because she keeps pushing these life insurance policies, but
yeah.
I'll figure that out later.
And then she will feed you to a llama. It's just a bitter irony.
That'd be poetic justice.
It would. All right, man. Well, I'm going to tell these people about ice cubes now, and then I'm getting out of here because this has been a rotten
love
day.
your show, brother. So
Hey.
we'll definitely work something out if you need us to.
Okay, cool. But
Thanks, man.
thank you for calling, and I knew we would be able to make this happen. So, all right, man. Everybody, Replayables in 50 minutes from now, from this time right now. Oh boy, we got chats backing up, and then I'll tell you about Ice Cube. Boy, will you be thrilled. Oh my gosh, let's see here. Loving the mug, nice quality. We can't say that enough from the Tom Gully Show store. By the way, like, share, subscribe, retweet, do all that other great stuff. And what else? Oh, we're monetized. And please turn on your gifted memberships. There we go. Good day to all. Lyndon is here. Folks saying hi. Most cheerful chat room on the internet, as verified by independent sources. The 304. Yes, the 3 out of the 304. Aqua says, while we wait, I have news from the automotive world. The new 24 GMC and Chevy trucks have a paint issue. Simply, the paint is too thin for any form of paint correction. I better get it right the first time. Terry Neat, let's see, homie. Hello, mysterious stranger on the phone. Joker, hey. Who is that stranger on the phone with Tom? It's the legendary Chris Abels. The best evening is watching Tom and the Replayables. Makes for a good evening. Well, thank you, Wapel. Nice. Thank you, Tom. Love RBLQs. He can drink. Best laugh ever. Okay. RBLQ has a great laugh. I don't know who that is. Oh, Reverend Bob Levy quotes. There we go. Homie is going to school for her grocery store certification. I don't even know what that means. She's going to be certified to be a grocery store or to work at, I don't know. She's studying. TV wouldn't be as fun without Merber. Yes, exactly. My money is on her. Bye, Chris. I kind of think so. I also think that Chris won't care. So, yeah, go ahead and murder me. I kind of have it coming. Diane O'Brien says, where can I watch or listen to the Replayables, Tom? Well, it's on a network called Levyverse. And they drink a lot, and they show funny internet clips, and they drink a lot. We're using Tom's 20-ounce mug to hold ice cubes for drinks so big. Yes, thank you. Diane O'Brien says on YouTube, yeah, just go to Levyverse, Levyverse. Well, there, Chris Abels put it on the screen there. So there it is, Levyverse. And look for the Replayables. Remember Jodie Foster and the almond cookies, Arsenic for Nosy Neighbors? Forget the name of the movie. That was The Little Girl Down the Lane or The Last House on the Left. I can't remember which one. Merber, she wrote. Darren E says the grocery store certification is gold. Jerry Gold. All right. Let me tell you about ice cubes. Let me put my thing back up here. There's that thing. Where's my other thing? Oh, here's my other thing. All right, so I'm only putting this illustration up because American physician, doctor, and inventor John Gorey, hey, there's a subject for killing it with the Abels, Gorey, built a refrigerator in 1844 with the purpose of producing ice to cool air. His refrigerator produced ice which hung from the ceiling of a basin to lower the ambient room temperature. So he did this for sort of an air conditioning reason. During his time, bad air quality was thought to cause disease. Therefore, in order to help prevent and treat sickness, he pushed for the draining of swamps and the cooling of sick rooms. So that's how he did it, was a machine that just as a byproduct made ice. So there you go. Now, ice cube trays, okay, this is how they make ice cubes in these days of current. Ice cube trays are designed to be filled with water, then placed in a freezer until the water freezes into ice, producing ice cubes. The ice trays are also flexible usually, so you can twist them and twist ice trays, a simple spring-loaded mechanism. Remember the old kind with that lever? Well, that was a spring-loaded thing. So the frozen ice cubes can be easily removed by flexing the tray. You can turn the trays upside down and flex at the same time, such as the cubes drop and whatever. The spring, this isn't a mechanized one. The spring returns the ice cube tray to its upright position without having to remove it from the freezer, which can save time and reduces accidental mess. While the usual shape of the ice cube is roughly cubical, some ice trays form hemispherical or cylindrical shapes. Others produce blocks of ice in seasonal, festive, or other shapes. Occasionally, edible items are also frozen inside ice cubes, both at home and commercially. Lloyd Groff Copeman, that's his name. He invented a rubber ice tray after noticing that slush and ice flaked off his rubber boots rather than adhering to them while walking through some woods to collect sap for maple syrup. Can't make this stuff up, folks. Recalling this 1928 incident over lunch with his patent attorney, he conducted experiments using rubber cups, which led to practical designs and patents for different types of trays, and metal trays with rubber separators, a metal tray with rubber cups, and that was all done in 1933. A tray made completely rubber. Guy L. Tinkham, do you have to have a stupid name to be involved in the ice cube business? A household product executive, invented the first flexible stainless steel all-metal ice cube tray in 1933. The tray bent sideways to remove the ice cubes. Commercial pre-filled disposable ice trays for home freezing are designed to provide better taste and reduce the risk of contamination. Danish inventor Erling van Gedel Nielsen patented the single-use ice cube bag in 1978. So this is like a freezer bag or a sandwich bag. And he did this after spending the night with friends where their need for ice was in excess of what a tray could produce. So he just filled up a plastic bag with water and froze it, and then hit it with a hammer after it was frozen and made, just cubes and pieces. Eventually, they figured out a way to create pockets inside the bag that would form cubes, a little compartment for each cube. The ice cube bag was subsequently marketed and adopted worldwide. I get the feeling that's very European. Like they would do that in Scandinavia or Bulgaria. We're not doing that here. Mechanical. Dedicated ice maker machines can be used to produce ice cubes for laboratories, home, and academic use. Ice cubes are also produced commercially and sold in bulk. Yes, you can buy ice in bulk. Incidentally, here's what some of that commercial ice looks like. It's kind of hard to see because it's all relatively translucent. Commercially made ice cubes may be clear compared to domestically made ice cubes. Cloudy ice cubes occur when water is frozen quickly or when the water is high in dissolved solids. When water is cooled to its freezing point, ice starts to form, obviously, and dissolved gases can no longer stay in the water, and they come out as microscopic bubbles that are frozen in the ice. However, as ice floats in water, once there's enough ice to form a layer on the surface, the ice layer traps all the bubbles within the cube. Commercial ice makers use a flowing source of purified water to make ice with cooling elements at the bottom, allowing bubbles to be washed away from the top as the ice cube grows. The bubbles go upwards, and then the ice forms at the Crushed ice is the term for ice cubes that are crushed or sheared into irregularly shaped flakes to provide an aesthetic effect to some cocktails. Crushed ice is also used when faster cooling is desired, since the rate of cooling is governed by the number and average radius of the ice particles. Ice is often crushed to form slushies, which can be both alcoholic and non-alcoholic. Crushed ice melts more quickly than solid ice. It has a greater surface area, so heat transfer is faster compared to solid ice. Ice chips are small pieces of ice which can be obtained by crushing cubes. They're often recommended before surgery or an invasive medical procedure. They may help prevent oral mucosis or mouth sores associated with high-dose chemotherapy. Yes. By the way, round ice, it's an alternative to ice cube for whiskey on the rocks, or so-called whiskey rocks or whiskey stones. And that's all I have to tell you about ice cubes, because I knew I was going to complain about a lot of stuff and there'd be a lot of other things going on. And now to your comments in this throwaway episode of the Tom Gully Show. Hi, Diana. We're on YouTube. Leave yours. There you go. I already did that. Girl Down the Lane. Okay, The Little Girl Down the Lane. That's a great movie. It's a really great movie. Thanks, Chris. You are a gentleman. Chris Abels is a gentleman. I need the recipe for those almond cookies. Thank you, Diana. Oh boy, Terry. I always took Liz for the type that would give Chris some, form of pharmacological something that When he gets too worked up, he vapor locks. And then she would go about getting him too worked up, and then tell him right at the end why he's having a sudden tightness in his chest or a headache. Folks are laughing. Can't remember the last time I used an ice cube tray. I don't think I have. I think I have an ice cube tray, but I don't. It's not in the freezer. It's in the box somewhere. Ice Cube and I share a birthday. Well, Ronald Bateman, look at you with your famous person birthday. Chris Abel says, hell yeah, Ronald. Uh-oh, here we go. Why? I'm having a bad day already. Yeah. You'll have to turn your radio down, caller.
Why?
Because it doesn't sound nice when I can hear it. And the people at home.
You don't like the sound of your own voice, huh?
Well, I would have your voice too.
Well, now that's a scary voice.
Kool-Aid homemade popsicles were the best. Let's see, Rumple Trenchcoat says, I remember filling them with orange juice, putting saran wrap over the tray, put toothpicks into the juice a few hours. Boom! Orange ice pop. I remember that too. So how did your show go today?
Well, unfortunately, they didn't kick us off, so I didn't get deep enough, I don't guess. Because I did forewarn him that my goal was to have it knocked off, at least off Facebook.
Yeah.
But Facebook didn't even catch it, so I guess I didn't hit certain trigger words I should have used, you know. But
Homie, no.
I did stay away from a couple, but those are ones those are gimmies that everybody knows. I tried to use the obscure ones, but today didn't happen.
Homie don't play that. So she used to make orange juice cubes, and they were awful. There's something about orange juice cubes that aren't good. Happy birthday, Ronald. Ronald J. Bateman, your birthday is the same as the first ice age. People are intentionally misunderstanding him. People saying Rev, Ice Cube, not to be making a mistake for iced tea. I have an antique oak ice box. Oh man, that's probably worth a lot of money. Julian Caesar says you can buy dry ice at the ice cream factory. Remember the ice box? People would, Bill, you and I are old enough that you remember older people would say it's in the ice box because they actually had a guy come deliver ice and put it in a box.
The ice box.
Yeah.
Where you take it and you come in with the guy every day. Guy brings a block of ice.
There's pincers.
And you put the ice on the top of the box and cool because everybody knows heat rises, cold sinks. So you put the ice on the top of the box. It's a big wooden box.
Yeah.
Lined on the inside, and that's where you kept your food. Yeah, I remember the ice box.
Terry Nee says Bob's sophisticated with his round ice. He is. Great movie, Little Girl Down the Lane. I'm new to this show, but it's quickly becoming one of my favorites. Thank you, Peppy. Aku says, for anyone interested, clear ice is made by directional freeze. You can do this at home with a 6-can cooler. I used to love making ice lollies for the kids, says Diana. Children were easily pleased back then. Also, I didn't say this because I thought Tom would include it, but the first ice rink was made from pig fat. Spectrum is calling. Terry Nee's got a special kind of torturous attitude. Why? Lime pop ice cubes for gin and tonic or tequila and ice. I've heard those are good, Angry Snowball says. Terry Nee says, my wife has an ice box. Just kidding. Randy says there's a company right out of downtown. Obviously, it's changed owners, but originated where they would cut blocks of ice out of the White River and deliver them to customers. And Julian Zia says, when I was a kid, we'd spend a month every year with nothing but ice for keeping food cold off the grid, as they say. Well, my mom used to take like chili or something that was in a big pot, and she would put it on the back stoop during the winter, as there was not that much room in the refrigerator, so she just would put it out there for, the day or whatever, and then bring it back in when she cleared out the refrigerator. So you're on again next Wednesday on that show.
Well, we might be doing a part 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still on that goal of having his channel shut down for the day. And I fair warned him about it,
Yeah.
But on this ice deal, I got a friend out in California who does all these big ice sculptures. and does them for like when people have like big parties and stuff and all that.
That's a high dollar item.
Yeah, he does that. He, he does some remarkable stuff. He even does stuff for like 420. I mean, I've seen him make bongs out of cubes of ice, and I mean, he does some wild stuff, and how they used to do the Jaeger and run it through ice cubes to you do shots. He does that. He makes big ones like that for other types of alcohol besides just you know what I mean.
Yeah, they do champagne. He does that kind of stuff. They do it for all sorts of stuff.
He does all that stuff.
Man, those guys get a lot of money for doing that too.
And he works in a great condition too, in the cold.
Yeah,
I love the cold because I look at it this way. In the cold, I can always dress warmer. In the heat, if I try to get comfortable that way, I'll be locked up in jail for public humiliation or public indecency, something like that, because I'd be naked as a jaybird. Because I hate the heat.
Well,
I cannot stand it.
You know how I feel about the heat. I can't get enough of it.
I don't see that. Me and you are opposite on that. We are on complete opposite ends on that deal. I mean, don't get me wrong. It don't have to be snowing outside. Could care less about that. But if I could get down to around my perfect temps, 40s.
Mine's like 100.
Mine's like I'm in 40 degrees. I'm still in t-shirts and shorts and flip-flops at 40 degrees.
I just don't like it when it's hot out and I have to wear, like if I have to wear jeans or something, I want to be in a pair of shorts and tennis shoes and a t-shirt, and then I'm good. I'm fine. But
you want me to tell you what place ruined me on heat and being outside and stuff?
Texas.
Where you live.
Yeah. It will do
when I was down there on the property, I got fussed at so many times because over here in Georgia, if I want something, it's underneath the trailer or something like that. I just reach under there and grab it.
Oh yeah, don't do that.
You don't do that in Texas.
No, there's a snake or a
because
scorpion.
you reach under there trying to grab something about to grab you.
Yeah. Chupacabra something. Diana Bryan.
Cover my butt. We're talking snakes and stuff. I mean, I love snakes, but hey, go ahead.
Diana Bryan says mothers were so inventive back in the day, weren't they, Tom? Oh, how I miss them days. Yeah, my mom used to make popsicles out of Kool-Aid and all that stuff. It was great. Chris Abels is laughing at you walking around naked. Heat in the night, says Randy.
Oh, heat in the night. That's Texas. Oh my God, nobody.
Aku says. As a Canadian, I prefer the cold. Can't dump internal temp fast enough, so I overheat easily around 80 degrees. Ow. Terry Nee's been given a snowflake by Homie Don't Play That. Terry Nee says, exactly, Bill. My sister never understood the heat-cold dynamic while on vacation with her family. Sweaty balls, that famous SNL.
Sweaty balls.
That SNL sketch. Remple Trenchcoat says, has gifted one Tom Gully Show membership. I was joking about you owe me a membership, by the way. That was just a joke. You don't owe me anything. But you do need to listen to Rumple Trenchcoats. Him and his sister do a
you know what's so bad about it? On my desktop here, I can't receive free gifts. I mean, there's nowhere for me to do it. I go to I do exactly what you tell me to do, and it carries me straight to your podcast, to your shows, and that's it. There's no way to try to accept gifts or nothing. Nothing. So that's the reason why I have to buy my own. Maybe
you have a brand page like I do and like some other people do. If you have a brand page, for some reason, you can't do it.
Well, I can't do it. I can't get it free, so I have to buy my own damn thing, if I just want to. And, I also was going to do that with the replayables also, but I learned that that's a once-a-month thing. I don't need to do that. I just keep giving them stickers and super chats and stuff.
Right. Well,
and that's why. So if I do that, it depends on how good your membership shows are. I might do that to you.
Yeah,
and just
they're
not
not
worry
going
about the membership. Just keep giving you through my other ways.
They're not going to be that good. Don't get your hopes up. Now when people
shows are good.
Now when people buy a pack of popsicle sticks, it's just to make crafts. That's pretty true. Rumple Trenchcoat says, I know you were joking, Tom, but I do like to support shows I like. Well, thank you.
Yeah, I do too.
Very nice of you. It be like that, says Peppy. Randy says, say goodnight, Gracie. Good night, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
I don't know how long I'm going to stay on here. I need to reset.
You know, they come on at 8 o'clock. That means you still got 30 more minutes.
Well, yeah,
you might
but
as well go ahead
Rico's
and burn out with a good one. You know what?
Rico's on though. I'm sure some people want to go watch Rico.
They know where to go.
I know, but
then you got your followers, which hey, we love you, Tom.
I know.
And I'm glad I ran into Chris Abels. Well, there again, I knew Chris before, but before the replayables because of earlier. But anyway, but I'm glad, I like his show and everything. And then that went on Thursday and Saturday nights. I'm going to start watching because that sounds good. Oh, man.
It's so
anything
good.
having to do with killers and stuff, I hate that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you just gotta just type in "killing it with the Abels" and it'll take you to.
Oh, I've got it. I've already subscribed on their channel. I'm ready.
Yeah, it's a fabulous show. It's God, they're so good together on the air, and it's just great. I sat there and laughed my little butt off, basically.
I laughed myself to death on replayables. Oh, Chris, he tears me up.
I just
Poor
watch
Shawnee over there. He fakes it.
See if somebody's going to hurl.
He cheats.
I want to. The first 2 or 3 times I watched that show, somebody hurled, and I just thought that happened every time. If Chris Abel says, "Thank you, Reverend Tom." So yeah, they're just great shows, and.
I thought Chris had already left the thing. I wouldn't have talked that nice about him if I knew he's still in the chat room. I don't want to give him a big head, Hey.
Yeah.
He already got a big enough one. We don't need to give him no bigger one.
Well, he's nice enough to come in here before he does his show. So, I think probably if you do a show and you come in here during mine, it'll make you feel a lot better about your show.
No, what he's trying to do, he's trying to get him some content for his show. That's what it is.
Yeah,
because on last week's he mentioned you right off the bat. Mm-hmm.
He's got so much content. Those hilarious videos. Aku says I made bingo card to see how many of the clips I send in make it to the show. Thanks, guys. Chris is always fun. I just enjoy sitting there with him. Well, homie, you're doing yourself a disservice because you're right there, quick as a whip, right back there, trading the banter and all that. So, it's wonderful. It's better than Lucy and Desi. It really is.
Well, that's a good comparison right there.
You got some splaining to do, homie.
But my money's still on her, though.
Oh God, I'd bet the ranch
Chris,
on that.
If I was Chris, I'd sleep with both eyes open.
Yeah, I mean, I would just go to sleep because it's unavoidable. It's unavoidable. It's just going to happen. You might as well get some shut-eye.
People always wonder why I always loved watching Dexter over and over. I considered that a training film. Matter of fact, has she thought about watching Dexter? That's a good.
I'm sure she's seen all the Dexter because they're like me. They watch every one of the Datelines. They watch every one of the 48 Hours. They watch every one of the all those sort of generically produced ones like. Married then murdered and best friend murder and crazy ex's murder and all the there's like 20 shows like that are themed like that. Yeah.
I got a few of them like that. That's got like tag words in it like murder, death, serial killers, those kind of things. Monsters, evil.
Terry Nee is right. He says Lucy got her arse kicked by Desi off screen. Try Blacklist. Yeah, Blacklist is good. Terry Nee is shh. Chris says shh. Don't say anything. Aku, hell yeah. Married to Death. Yeah, that's another one. But there's a ton of them that are all produced by the same company. They have the little dramatizations where nobody says anything. It's just show stuff happens.
The first 2 FODs were good, but then after that, the third, Face of Death.
Yeah.
The first two were pretty good, but then the third and that from that on, it was let out that they were actually staged.
Yeah.
But that first one, though, supposedly just about everything in that first one was real.
Yeah, almost. But there's...
And then the second one, it was like over half of it was real, and then the third one, of course, it went then.
Yeah,
they were just going for the money at that point.
They let that out at my house when I watched it and went, "That's not real."
Yeah.
It was just...
But now the first one, though, like how they showed about monkey brains, how you eat monkey brains.
Yeah, that was staged.
No, I've experienced that one.
No, they do that. That's done. But I'm saying that what they did on there was like dramatized or something. It was not.
Well, maybe. But I was going to say it looked like somebody with a camera at the restaurant,
But they do. That's a definite thing that's done. Is the eating the live monkey brains? Yeah.
And that whenever I walked from that point on, when I was overseas, and I walked into a restaurant that had tables with holes in the middle of them, I just left.
Yeah,
that was one thing. I mean, I've done some weird stuff and all sorts of stuff, but that was one thing I couldn't do.
Is it like a seafood restaurant where you get to pick the monkey before it's like you get to pick the lobster?
I don't know. I never went that far. It's probably so, but I never went that far. I only went one time and saw it. And at that point, because that's somebody that was with me, they always told me, so what you do is when you walk into a restaurant, if you see these tables, that's what they do. I said, oh, gotcha. So that's the reason why. I mean, I was only able to deal with it one time.
Homie says, I can do forensic files, but not faces of death. And
oh, wow.
Rumple Trenchcoat says, monkeys are too cute to eat. I guess so.
I don't know. I've seen some. I mean, you won't. I don't know about eating them, but you definitely want to get rid of them.
Yeah, some of them are just evil, nasty creatures. But anyway, I'm glad your show went well, and I hope you do it again next week. And
well, I just wanted to stop in and say hello too and everything.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm gonna put a fork in this because I'm.
And by the way, the dew does look better today. It's kind of laying better today than what it did the other day when you first cut it.
It just sometimes it's after 3 days it's fine because I make little adjustments. But when I was in Utah and I was doing it much more frequently, I got real good at it, and it was just a 1 day deal. But But we'll get it. It'll be fine.
You'll get back into it. You'll get back into swing of it. But anyways, Tom, Uncle Tom, we will talk to you later, sir. And you have a good evening.
I'll do that, man. Thanks for calling. That's the legendary Reverend Wild Bill, a longtime friend, caller, guest, and I'm really disappointed about today's show. I feel shame. In long closed off parts of my psyche that I never thought I would feel shame again in. Terry Nee says monkeys would eat your brains in a heartbeat. Yes. And by the way, if cows had teeth, they'd be having human burgers too. Let's not forget that. Well, anyway, I think I've come to the conclusion that for the rest of this week, we're going to be on at our regular 7 p.m. Eastern time. And then we'll figure out next week when it comes. We'll have it figured out by Friday. Dinah Bryan says, oh, Shirley, no, that's really awful. I'm going to have nightmares now. Yeah, you don't. Please don't have nightmares. We will figure something out. We'll do a different thing on Wednesday. Something. You make plans, you establish a regular time, and then the whole thing just goes to poop shoot over tea cart. There you go. How about that? Let's see. Monkeys eat brains. Nightmares. Great show as always, Tom. I don't know about that, Liz. I really don't know about that. Late show on Wednesday. That is an idea, but see, that gets away from the same time every night, which is the goal. 8 on the other nights. No, we'll figure something out. Here's an idea. No show on Friday. Unlike what people living in the shelter of suburbia nature and animals living in it are not kind and friendly. No, they're not. No, they are not at all. So anyway, thanks for being here and listening to me whine and complain for the whole time. And I think I'm just going to put a fork in this one. Hopefully you learned a little about ice cubes and even more about the nightmarish struggle just to do a live streaming show on YouTube. Killing It with the Ables. You got to check that out. It's fabulous. And then also tonight, in just about 18 minutes and 15 seconds, you will be able to watch the replayables on the Levyverse channel. And you're going to love it. So do it. And I got to get some sleep, make some dinner, other things. So till next time, we'll see you next time.